Parker and the Vikings come ahead against the Penn State-Behrend man-to-man D. It'll go high post left to Spider Johnson. Hits Demoy Hodge on a backdoor cut. Throws it out to Finstuen on the sidelines, but a hot potato he couldn't bring in. Out of bounds it goes. Turnover, Cleveland State. Penn State-Behrend will take over for the first time. 14 seconds into a scoreless game.
Well, it's not the way the Vikes want to start out. Doesn't matter who you're playing. You want to be efficient.
The front court, it's Seth Myers as he bounce passes at left wing to Flisnick. The Vikings in a man-to-man. Here's D. Gregorio with the basketball. Now Myers out top on the dribble. 10 to shoot as he heads to the left wing. Throws the top of the key to Flisnick. Heads to the right wing. Corner right, the ball goes to DiRienzo, and it's knocked away. Johnson has it. Long outlet, Hodge. At mid-floor, it's a 3-on-3 up at Parker. Going to the rack, forced it up. No tip, Hodge, yes! First two today for either side. 2-0. Cleveland State, 55 seconds in.
Really good hustle by Hodge that time to get the tap in.
Near mid-floor is Flisnick. He's got some full court pressure. Back pass goes to Isaac D. Gregorio when he crosses the timeline on the far side against Hodge. Goes to the baseline. One hands a pass out to the left wing, and R.J. Marsh takes it to the baseline and turns and bounce passes it out to DiRienzo. High post left, it goes to Flisnick at the elbow. 5 on the shot clock. He'll go sideline right to D. Gregorio. Tried the 3. It's partially blocked. Goes out of bounds off the Vikings with 2 on the shot clock. And Penn State-Behrend will have it on the baseline, trailing the Vikings 2-0. A minute 22 seconds into the contest here today.
Vikes are very active defensively. Behrend looks a little bit nervous.
Inbounds comes right wing to Marsh. There goes the 3 at the buzzer. Got backboard and nothing else. Vikings would add a run out, but the shot clock expired, so it's a turnover for Penn State-Behrend. Cleveland State will take over, leading at 2-0. 18:34 on the first half clock here in Cleveland here today. Both teams enter with a mark of 3-2. First ever meeting between Cleveland State and Penn State-Behrend. Penn State-Behrend coming off a loss to Baldwin Wallace on Tuesday. Cleveland State has won their last 3. Johnson out behind the arc, left wing, bounce to Gomillion. Left side of the lane, goes into the paint, turnaround one-handed shot from 7, no. Rebound tipped and collected by Penn State-Behrend. Front court comes Myers, double teamed, in trouble around mid-floor, looking at a pass cross court, far sideline. Marsh has it. He'll get it over on the right wing. D. Gregorio from the right sideline. Marsh for 3, it's short. Hodge the Viking rebound. 2 minutes in, Vikings by 2. Long ball ahead, deflected away. Stolen by Seth Myers for Behrend. In the front court, sends it over to D. Gregorio. On the right wing, lob it down low. A catch made by DiRienzo. Put the shot up, no. And the rebound's taken by Finstuen for the Vikings. He'll come in left to right. Throw a corner left to Parker. Drives baseline. We've got a whistle and a charge called against Deshaun Parker, who ran over Isaac D. Gregorio. First foul today against either side. It's on Deshaun Parker at the 17:41 mark. 2-0 Cleveland State.
Well, the Vikes previous couple games seem like they cleaned up their slow starts. Today they're not really getting out of the gate too fast. Not the way you want to prepare to go into the conference season. You want to be crisp.
Stefan Milinkovic comes in for Owen Flisnick. Milinkovic, 6'5" sophomore from Fairport, New York. Penn State-Behrend basketballs. They work to the basket to our left. It's 2-0 Cleveland State. In the right corner with it is Marsh against the man-to-man. Dribbles to the mid-post right. Throws it back on the right wing to D. Gregorio. Dribbles to the baseline. Double team. Forced it up. No. Finstuen, another rebound for Cleveland State. For Brock Finstuen, that's his 3rd. Up at Hodge. Right wing triple try in the air is long. And the rebound's collected by Isaac D. Gregorio for Behrend. Up ahead it goes. DiRienzo in the front court. Goes to the right corner with the pass for Marsh. Marsh tried to send it in, deflected away, right back to Marsh. Over to DiRienzo. His 3-pointer is no good from the right wing. Johnson, the Viking board. Neither team shooting well here in the early going. Cleveland State 1 for 4. Penn State-Behrend 0 for 5. 2-0 Vikings, 16:45 first half. Parker on the left wing, around a screen to the right elbow. Picks the dribble up, throws it out to Hodge, left wing. Send it to Johnson, sideline left, handoff Hodge, left sideline, 10 to shoot as he penetrates baseline. In the paint, passes to Finstuen, try to get it into Johnson, dropped, picked up by Penn State-Behrend, and they'll come ahead right to left in a sloppy game. D. Gregorio in the front court against Parker, and the ball stripped by Finstuen, a steal, gets it to Hodge, he's in front of the pack, going to the rack, lays it in. Demoy Hodge 4, Penn State-Behrend nothing, 3:45 in. Into the front court, Seth Myers heads to the left wing. Pass near sideline to Marsh. Out top it goes to Milinkovic, knocked away by Johnson. Johnson into the front court, picks it up on the baseline. He'll lob it out to Finstuen, catches on the left wing. Throws right side to Johnson. Johnson looking right, flips it right to Gomillion around the screen. Curls a pass into Johnson, drives baseline, spins on the block, throws it out to Hodge. Hodge penetrates the baseline, hooks a pass to Johnson, a catch and dunk. Great lob from Hodge, he'll get the assist. Johnson finishes his first two, 6-0 Vikings.
Spider adding to his conference lead in dunks.
Indeed. Shooting 65% from the field. That's a big reason why he takes a lot of high percentage shots, shall we say. Into the front court, Behrend has the basketball. Milinkovic in the lane, left-handed shot, no, as Johnson made him change his shot. Cleveland State the rebound, up to Hodge, going to the rack the other way, lays it up and in with a nice crossover dribble. He beats Seth Myers to the hole. Hodge has 6, 8-0 Cleveland State. 15:07 to go, first half here. Wolstein Center, Cleveland, Ohio. On the right wing with it, Tommy DiRienzo. Throw it out top to DiGregorio. He'll penetrate in the lane, kick it out sideline left to Milinkovic for three. It's short. Finstuen, the Cleveland State board. He'll come left to right. 8-0 Vikings. 14:50 first half. Finstuen dribbles to the left of the key. Going to go in the air, floated. Score off the window. Finstuen kind of hung in the air, and in his first start as a Viking, he has his first bucket. 10-0 all the way the other way for Behrend's first basket. It's R.J. Marsh. So he took it to the rack and scored. First two for R.J. Marsh. 10-2 Cleveland State. 14:30 first half here in Cleveland as Parker sends it over to Johnson, high post left. Out around the three-point arc. Johnson looking, waiting, throwing, sideline left Parker. Dribbles around a screen to the lane, stops, throws it down low to a cutting Finstuen. He gets clobbered as he goes up for a shot by Tommy DiRienzo. Foul called on DiRienzo.
Doherty looking up to see if this Gregorio kid has any relation to Ernie D. Gregorio, played for the Buffalo Braves back in the old.
You are dating yourself there, my friend. Just letting
Providence,
you know.
Fryer.
Talking about the Buffalo Braves. They haven't played basketball in, what, 50 years? Maybe 48?
It's been a while.
Early 70s. Both free throws are missed by Finstuen, who coming into that opportunity was at 64%. Now he's at 7 of 13 on the year. On the rebound, Trey Gomillion is called for a foul. His first, team second. Penn State-Behrend with the basketball. They're traveling blues with the gray and white trim. They work ahead. Seth Myers on the ball, takes it across the timeline. Hill pressuring as the Vikings crouch in that man-to-man. Over on the left side with it, John Foucan. Here's side it goes to Zeiss. Out top, Milinkovic. He'll head to the right wing with 9 on the shot clock. Handed off there to Foucan. Back on the right sideline, Milinkovic. 5 to shoot. He'll penetrate the lane. Bounce pass down low to a cutter. Found him nicely, Marsh, but he couldn't convert. Missed the layup. Rebound, Cleveland State. Gomillion in the front court to Parker on the right wing. Topside, Gomillion. And Anderson Marambo, his teammate, ran right into him and knocked him down, and the ball squirted out of bounds.
Yeah, you're not
Penn State-Behrend basketball.
You're not going to stay vertical when Anderson Marambo runs into your backside like that. That ain't gonna happen.
10-2 Cleveland State. 13:35 to go in the first. Both teams now with 4 turnovers here in the early going.
Yeah, Vikes would need to play cleaner than this. Yeah, not to be too critical, but I don't care who you're playing, you want to play well.
Jacob Zeiss out top with the basketball on the dribble, heads to the left wing. We'll throw to the right point. Milinkovic hands the ball off to Myers, goes off his knee, tracks it down to the backcourt. It was deflected. He'll come ahead, 5 to shoot. In the front court, crossover Myers. Tried to leave it off, it's stolen. Trey Gomillion comes the other way. Gomillion's 2 on 5, but he's going to the rack and missed the layup. Tips it up and in though. Gomillion took on basically the entire Penn State-Behrend basketball team and scored. First 2 for Trey with a nice drive. 12-2. Cleveland State by 10. 12:50 first half clock. Myers out top, double team, sends it left wing to Foucan. Knocked away by Hill, reaching called on Yael Hill. That'll be his first personal foul. It's the 3rd against Cleveland State. Comes to the 12:45 mark here of the first half. 12-2 Vikings. As Isaac DiGregorio returns. Stephen Humphreys also in for the first time as Milinkovic and Myers check out. Demoya Hodge comes back for CSU. And Trey Gomillion sits down with a couple of points for the Vikings. 12:45 left first half, 20 on the shot clock. 12-2 Vikings. Inbounding it near hash is Zeiss. Throw it out to DiGregorio on the left wing. The pass will go to John Foucan. Out top to DiGregorio for 3. It's short. Rebound tipped out to Brock Finstuen. Records his 5th board already. Vikings by 10, 12:30 on the first half clock. On court left wing, it's Parker working against Zeiss. Gets a screen from Marambo. Kicks it out corner right. Finstuen, catch and shoot triple up. Rim and off. Marambo the rebound. Marambo backing down his marker. A little turnaround shot with one hand and couldn't get it. Barely got the rim. If he got the rim, and Penn State-Behrend has the basketball. Gregorio now in the front court. 10-point lead for Cleveland State as we near the 12-minute mark here of the first half. Vikings go to a tandem 2-3 zone here. Hook a pass sideline left. Zeiss from Gregorio. Three ball is up and long. Bounced a couple of times. Came off though to Humphreys. Put it back up on the side of the iron. No good. Marambo the Cleveland State rebound. Penn State-Behrend now just 1 of 13 from the field in the early going. Vikings are 6 of 12. Finstuen in the lane. Turnaround fade away from 5. Around the rim and out. Humphreys the rebound. 12-2 Cleveland State. 11:35 first half here at the Wolstein Center in Cleveland. Gregorio goes right corner with it to R.J. Marsh. Out to Humphreys, top side to Foucan for 3. Backboard and rim off. Parker, the Viking board. Into the front court, Hill, sideline left. Hill crosses over again, drives baseline under the rack, throws to Finstuen cutting. Got pushed as he put it up. No for that shot. But he knocks it down. Zeiss has his first basket off the bench. 14-5 CSU.
That was a nice looking jump shot by Zeiss there. Quick and high elevation off the floor.
Cleveland State with the ball. Now Hill will penetrate into the lane from the right side. Stop. Throw it out to Hodge. Right wing behind the arc against the Penn State-Behrend man-to-man. Over to Johnson. High post right. 8 to shoot. Flips it to Woodridge. Going to the lane. One-handed push shot is good from about 5. Jason Woodridge his first 2. 16-5 Vikes. You talked about that push shot. Pat, you like what you've seen out of Woodridge with that shot this year?
Yeah, I mean, he almost never put the ball on the floor last year. He's really worked on his game to add that to his arsenal.
Isaac Gregorio in the front court has it poked away by Hodge out of bounds. It'll be Lion basketball right inside the hash on the far sideline in front of the Cleveland State bench. Vikings by 11, 10-15 on the first half clock as Gregorio dribbles over here on the near left wing. Bounce pass corner left, goes to Foucan. Now to Gregorio. Takes it out to the right point. Left side to Zeiss. Corner left. Foucan drives baseline. Passes. Corner right to DiRienzo, and he traveled as he penetrated. Traveling violation on Tommy DiRienzo, and that's the 6th turnover for Penn State-Behrend. Cleveland State's committed 5 turnovers today. 9:39 on the first half clock. 16-5. Cleveland State by 11. They've never trailed. Parker in the front court running the point against the man-to-man. He'll go high post left to Hodge. Back over to Parker, left wing. Topside Woodridge off a screen. Dribbles to the right point. Picked up on the switch by DiRienzo. Go out top to Johnson. Dribbles to the left wing. Hands off there Parker. Parker went down but got a one-handed pass over to Hill. Going to launch the 3 from 25. It's long. And the rebound's collected by Gregorio. He'll come right to left with an 11-point advantage for Penn State-Behrend. 9:28 on the first half clock. Spin and go to the top. Head to the right wing. Picked up by Woodridge on the Cleveland State switch as they work in a man-to-man. Now the penetration under the basket. Throws it out to Zeiss. Bluffs the catch and shoot 3. Dribbles in. Spins in the lane. Kick out right wing to DiRienzo. Out top, Foucan, 8 on the shot clock as he dribbles right to the key. One-handed shot from 13. Glass and nothing else. Woodridge, the Cleveland State rebound. Long ball ahead to Hodge in the front court. Back to Woodridge, the trailer. Right wing triple in rhythm. Hit the front of the rim. No good. Johnson kept the rebound alive, but Foucan collects for Penn State-Behrend. Into the front court now to Zeiss. 16-5 Cleveland State. 8:53 first half. Get it over on the right wing. DiRienzo. DiRienzo to Gregorio. Out right of the center circle. Now left wing pass to Humphreys behind the arc. Picks up the dribble. Knocked away by Johnson. Humphreys gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. Gives to Zeiss. Zeiss splits a double team. And a foul is called on Demoy Hodge for a bump. First foul on Hodge. 4th against Cleveland State at the 8:39 mark of the first half. 16-5 Vikings. Gomillion in. Parker out for Cleveland State. For Penn State-Behrend, Marsh returns. Foucan checks out. Inbounds coming for Jacob Zeiss from the near sideline. He'll throw it into Gregorio on the left wing. Round the screen, he heads to the right wing. Pass left wing, Zeiss catch and shoot triple over Woodridge. All net, swish. Zeiss with 6 to lead Penn State-Behrend off the bench. 16-8, Vikings lead down to 8.
Kid's got some range.
Certainly does.
Those are deep threes.
Johnson on the right wing for the Vikings. Johnson dribbles out top, flips to Hill. Hill, the Cleveland Heights product, dribbles into the lane. Goes Goes to the right block. One-handed shot as he gets a shove, and down he goes. No good on the shot, but drew the foul against Humphreys. His second, third against Penn St-Behrend here in the first half. That'll send Hill to the line to our right. 16-8 Vikings, 8-12 on the first half clock. Hill this season, 3 of 4 at the charity line.
I want to mention Dave Nyland, the head coach at Behrend. He's 27 years he's been at Behrend. He's considered one of the best coaches in Division III basketball. He's had a very successful program for many, many years.
You went against him when you were at Lake Erie College as Hill converts the first free throw to make it 17-8.
He really had, you know, anytime somebody's at a place for 27 years, it's because they're very good at what they do. And he is really a class act, too.
Yeah, Dave Nyland, very well-respected college basketball coach. One more free throw for Hill as Humphreys checks out. And Flisnick comes in to replace him. Hill converts the second free throw as well. So he's got 2 points, and it's 18-8. Cleveland State by 10 as we approach the 8-minute mark here of the first half. Into the front court, it's DiGregorio. Bounce pass. Top of the key to Flisnick. Sends it over on the left wing to Marsh. Now Zeiss, he'll penetrate. Tried to pass it in. Stolen by Hodge. Long ball ahead of Woodridge. Going one-on-one to the rack the other way. Got there. Doesn't score, but drew the foul. He'll shoot 2 as the ball went around the meeting between these two schools. Great to have you along here today on ESPN Plus and the iHeartRadio app. Isaac DiGregorio in the front court. He'll send it over on the left wing to Owen Flisnick. Now R.J. Marsh with it on penetration to the left block. Cut off by Hodge. Bounce passes it out to Flisnick. Vikings in a man-to-man. Out top Zeiss. He's made a couple of three-pointers today. He'll end the ball off to R.J. Marsh, who takes it to the right elbow. Goes sideline right to DiRienzo as the shot clock's winded down. It's at 4. DiRienzo will lift the 3 from the right wing. Off the side iron, no good. Hodge tracks down the rebound for CSU. Into the front court, Gomillion. Behrend is back. Gomillion stops at the top of the key. Sends it over to Chris Green on the left wing. Turns, spin move, goes to the rack, missed the layup, but the rebound's collected by Woodridge, who knifed in for it. Out to Hodge as the Vikings work the perimeter on the passing. Sideline right, Parker into Green, right elbow. Green takes a step, calls for Parker, gives it to him on the right sideline. 8 to shoot. Go to the free throw line. Bounce pass, Hodge wide open underneath. He lays it in with the reverse. 8 for Hodge. Great find by Parker. 22-8 Cleveland State. 6:48 to go in the half. Marsh to the left block. Nice pass to a cutter himself as Flisnick grabs it and lays it in. And Flisnick has his first 2. 22-10 Vikings.
Both teams showing the stellar backdoor cuts and passes.
Woodridge to Green. High post left. Chris Green hands the ball off to Parker. Down the lane he goes. Got to the rack. Missed the bunny though. Rebound though. Green back up and in. Chris Green his first 2. 24-10 Cleveland State. 6:20 to go first half. DiGregorio will bring it ahead against Parker and cross the timeline in the middle of the floor. A second is spare. That's to the left wing. Back out to the top. Sideline left pass to Marsh. Curls a pass into Flisnick and he puts it up and in over Woodridge. A couple of quick baskets by Owen Flisnick, the 6'7" sophomore from Pittsburgh, New York. He's got 4. 24-12 Cleveland State.
Behrend looks like they're getting a little more comfortable running their offensive sets.
They missed their first 7 field goal attempts. They were 1 for 13, but now 5 of 19 as Cleveland State runs a nice play, and Parker converts on a layup as he gets to the right side and lays it in off the window. Sean Parker with his first 2. 26-12. CSU once again matches their largest lead of 14. 5:33 to go in the first half. DiGregorio on the left wing, poked away from behind, but the loose ball comes to Zeiss on the right wing, out 30. We'll go to work on a Hodge. Throw it top of the key to Flisnick. Sideline right to DiGregorio. Corner right to Marsh. Bluffs the 3, drives baseline, throws a corner left. Zeiss catch and shoot triple. Missed that one. Woodridge goes up, slams the rebound to the ground and picks it up himself. Goes to Gomillion. Up ahead Parker. Vikes by 14 in the lane to Green. Takes it outside the lane now in the right elbow area. Dribbles the left side. Nice backdoor cut by Woodridge. Green with a no-look bounce pass, and Woodridge lays it in. He's got 6. Nifty assist from Chris Green. 28-12 Cleveland State. 4:56 to go first half. Front court right wing DiGregorio sends it left wing. Marsh out to Flisnick. Over to DiGregorio, heads to the left, back to the right on the spin, comes back to the left, back to the right now, stops at the top, sends it left wing. Marsh, 8 on the shot clock as he puts it on the hardwood, behind the back dribble, penetrates, put it up, blocked by Chris Green. Came to Flisnick, 2 on the shot clock and a turn and scoop it up and in. Flisnick with 6, all in the last 2 minutes. And it's 28-14 CSU, 4:28 to go in the half.
All right in that painted area too. He's starting to feel comfortable. Chris Green's got to step it up on him a little bit.
Gomillion backdoor cut Parker, catches underneath, double teamed. Forced it up, good, and he's fouled. Boy, that was a tough shot. Zeiss got him on the arm. Parker just powered it up and scored. He has 4. He'll look for 5 at the line. Foul on Zeiss is his first, 5th against Behrend. 4:13 to go in the half. Vikes are up 30-14. Their largest lead as Woodridge checks out. And Nate Jack, the 6'5 senior and Florida State transfer, checks in.
The more I see of Deshaun Parker, I really like. The more I like, he's a heady player. Doesn't make mistakes, gets the team into their offensive sets, and plays really good defense. So he's a nice fill-in. As of course we lost Craig Baudouin a couple weeks ago.
Parker, free throw no good. That was just his 2nd free throw attempt of the season. He's 1 for 2 now overall. Vikings up by 16. Penn State-Behrend with the basketball. Seth Myers into the front court, gets it over to DiRienzo. Now on top to Zeiss, guarded by Parker. Sideline right, Myers puts it on the hardwood, marked by Hodge. Gets a screen from Milinkovic. Comes to the left point, now will penetrate down the lane. Gonna scoop it up, blocked from behind. And Hodge. Inbounder is Myers. He'll go right side to Milinkovic. Throw it out to Myers, right wing, 2 on the shot clock. Penetrates in, kick it out to Milinkovic. Never got the shot off as he went up. And the shot clock buzzer sounded. And the 2nd time today, Penn State-Behrend is guilty of a shot clock violation. That's their 8th turnover. 3:42 to go first half. Cleveland State 30, Penn State-Behrend 14. That's their largest lead. Brock Finstuen in, he'll inbound. So he joins Parker, Hodge, Johnson, and Jack on the floor for CSU. Parker passes to Johnson. High post left, hands to Parker, goes corner left to Hodge. Out to Johnson, left wing, dribbles to the right wing, flips to Finstuen. Comes around a screen, bounce to Hodge. Backdoor cut into the basket. Nicely for Johnson. Went up for the dunk, and he's fouled by Tommy DiRienzo, who challenged him. It was the only chance that DiRienzo had, or Johnson was about to let a thunderous dunk go down. Good pass by Hodge there.
Really nice pass. Spider attempting to add to his unofficial dunk lead in the conference.
Of course, I know you keep track of all those dunks. First free throw by Johnson is good.
He has the best dunks, really, I think I've seen in many years.
Almost as good as you used to have back in the 80s.
I had 1 dunk, and it was a good one, but I had 1 dunk.
You still talk about it to this day?
I do.
Johnson makes both free throws. He's now shooting 60% from the line this season. He started the year 2 for 9 from the line. So those 2 points give Cleveland State a 32-14 lead with 3:20 to go in the half. Myers in the front court left wing against the Vikings man-to-man. Pass it sideline left to Marsh. He'll throw it out top. Myers back to Marsh, left wing. He'll go corner left. Zeiss got open for the 3, and he nails it. 3rd three-pointer today for Jacob Zeiss. He's got 9 to lead all scorers. But the Vikings are ahead 32-17 with 3 minutes left in the half.
I'll tell you, Zeiss has one of the prettiest jump shots we've seen at any level all year.
Quick release, too, Pat.
Yeah.
He gets that ball out quickly.
He elevates, too. He gets up.
Hodge on the left wing. Down low, Parker turns, drop step to the hole. He lays it in. Deshaun Parker, the point guard, showing you a low post move there. Looked pretty good. He's got 6, and the ball stolen by Hodge. He's flying ahead. Hodge to the rack, lays it in. Won't count. They'll call him for an offensive foul as Myers was tracking with him, and Hodge gave him a little bump to get him out of the way. So 34-17 Vikes.
Hodge was playing a little bully ball right there. He knew that the defender was coming down in front. He's like, I'm just going to shed you.
He did shed him. However, he's guilty of his 2nd personal foul.
Yeah.
5th foul against Cleveland State. 2:38 to go in the half. 34-17. CSU leads Penn State-Behrend. And it is a common foul. Zeiss will inbound in the backcourt. He gets the ball back from the, and he threw it into Milinkovic. Now he'll take it to midfloor and hand it off there to Seth Myers, who steers it to the right wing. Flips it over there to DiRienzo. Over on the left wing it goes. Milinkovic. Now on the left wing, Marsh against Jack. Over to Milinkovic. Dribbles to the right sideline. Now baseline. Flips it to Myers. 10 to shoot. Pass it left wing. Marsh. Back over on the right wing. Myers. 5 to shoot. Goes corner right to Milinkovic. Throws it at the right elbow to DiRienzo. Shoots a fadeaway as the shot clock expires, but Hodge got the ball before it did. It's an air ball. Throws it to Jack into the front court. Right wing triple try is short off the front iron, and Myers has the board. 34-17 Cleveland State. 1:55 to go in the half. On the front court. Myers tried to send it in. Ball deflected to the backcourt. Myers tracks it down. It's it up ahead. Right sideline. DiRienzo stolen away by Hodge again. Boy, Hodge getting a number of steals today already. Up at Finstuen. Drives baseline. Down low to Johnson. One-handed pass out to Hodge. Left wing triple. Long. And the rebound's collected by Penn St-Behrend Stefan Milinkovic. And the ball off now to R.J. Marsh. He'll come right to left with 1:28 to go in the half. Vikings in the lead, 34-17 over Behrend. Now DiRienzo. Out top it goes Milinkovic. Sideline to right. Myers versus Hodge in the man-to-man. Myers puts it on the hardwood. On the right wing dribbling. Sends it sideline right. Zeiss. 7 on the shot clock. Out of the right wing Milinkovic. Pass left wing to DiRienzo. He'll go corner left to Myers for 3. No, but he drew a foul on Hodge, who challenged him. 3rd foul on Hodge. And the 6th against Cleveland State here in this first half with 1:06 to go in it. 34-17 Vikings.
Well, D'Moy Hodge is playing very hard, but you know, you have to be smart. No reason to foul a guy like that in the corner. You got a length advantage. Just contest the shot and take the chance that he won't make.
Seth Myers 4 of 8 from the free throw line this season. Misses the first one. He'll have 2 more though. Myers today scoreless, but has a couple of rebounds. 2nd of 3 is up. No good off the glass and left side of the iron. 34-17 Cleveland State. 1 more coming for Seth Myers, who came into today. Got the start, averaging 3 points and a rebound. 5'11 junior from Erie, PA. Went to General McLean High School. Next one is up and in. So he gets 1 out of 3. Myers will sit down with the point. Replacing him is Isaac DiGregorio. For Cleveland State, Hill checked in for Hodge. The 1:06 to go in the half. 34-18 Cleveland State.
So unofficially, Ed tells me that Isaac DiGregorio is not related to Ernie DiGregorio, the former Buffalo Brave 3rd round pick in the 1973 NBA draft.
Very good. Look at you with the history lesson. Here's Finstuen into the lane. Pumps. Bounce pass down low. Johnson. One-handed shot, no good. Off the window. Had a tough angle on the baseline near the block. And the rebound's collected by Behrend. Middle of the front court, Seth Myers. Sends it over to Isaac DiGregorio. Comes around a screen to the top. Hill, his marker, stays with him. Throw back on the left side to the screen center, Milinkovic. It's behind the arc, dribbles to the top, picks the dribble up, goes back on the left sideline with the pass to DiGregorio. Down low to Milinkovic, forced it up in a crowd, no good. Johnson, the Viking board. 25 seconds to go in the half. Shot clock dark. Cleveland State can play for the final shot. They lead at 34-18 here at the Wolstein Center in Cleveland. Parker on the left wing, dribbling out some time just in front of the timeline. He's guarded by Marsh, who's right about him. 9 seconds. Bounce at high post left to Finstuen. Back to Parker. Sideline left. 5 seconds. Out top Jack. Catch and shoot triple. Side iron no. Finstuen the rebound. Tipped it up no. Tipped Johnson no. But he was fouled on the rebound. Yep. Stefan Milinkovic was holding Johnson as he went up at the horn. And that'll be a foul on Milinkovic. His 2nd personal foul. The 7th against Penn St-Behrend. So that'll put Johnson to the line to shoot 2. Johnson 2 of 2 at the stripe. He has 4 points and 2 rebounds.
Good opportunity for Spider to work on his free throw form.
And they'll have to check to see how much time to put on the clock.
0.01.
Oh, it's a 1-and-1. The foul was on the rebound. So it's a 1-and-1. Right now they've got 0.1 second on the clock. DiRienzo is out. Flisnick returns. Now Hill heads over to talk to Dennis Gates. And are they going to take a look perhaps? Right now they've got 1/10 of a second. Oh, now they put 1 second. 1 full second on the clock. So 1 second now instead of 1/10 of a second.
Well, that'll make a world of difference.
Either way, this is going to be it for the scoring here with Johnson. 1-and-1. First one up and in.
Spider.
Spider now 3 of 3 at the line today. He's got 5 points, 2 boards. 35-18 Cleveland State. A second to go in the half.
So here's some value as to why you play this game. You get your big man more reps from the free throw line.
Second. Now up top, Flisnick heads to the right wing. Gives it off there to Marsh. Sideline right. Here's DiRienzo for three. It's long. Spider Johnson, the Cleveland State board. Up ahead, Finstoon. Vikes by 17. Just underway here in the second half in Cleveland. Gomillion takes it out top against the man-to-man. Sent it sideline left to Hodge. Out to Gomillion now between the circles. Over on the far side, Parker. High post right, Johnson. He'll dribble to the left elbow. Sent it sideline left to Hodge for three. Swish! Cleveland State's first triple today. And Demoy Hodge with that bucket has 11 to lead all scorers. Vikes by 20, their largest lead, 38-18. Nearly a minute into the second half.
It'd be great to see the Vikes get off to a nice, nice long run here at the start of the second half.
Flisnick with it on the right wing. Ball poked away. Parker's got it. Then loose at mid-floor. It's going to be picked up by DiRienzo. Takes it to the front court, but now 5 on the shot clock. Out on the left sideline, he'll give it to DiGregorio, who tries the long three. No, but knifing in for the rebound is DiRienzo. Turnaround shot deflected by Johnson, grabbed by Hodge. Vikes come ahead, leaders by 20. 18:37 first half. Hodge tries the triple, missed it wide right. Johnson comes in for the Cleveland State board. Out to Gomillion. Vikings can reset. Spider Johnson with that rebound has 4 now. There's Gomillion on the dribble with 10 to shoot. Takes it to the free throw line. Gives it to Johnson. Sideline right. Finstoon on the drive. Lob. Johnson catch. Dunk. Second dunk for Johnson. He's got 7. 40-18 Cleveland State.
Continuing to add to that dunk total.
Into the front court, DiGregorio versus Parker. Vikings crouching that man-to-man. DiGregorio right of the center circle. Steers it to the left wing. Tosses it over there. Sideline left, DiGregorio. On the right side, DiRienzo. We'll go corner right to R.J. Marshall. Try the long triple. It's short. Rebound. Gomillion taps it over to Finstoon as everybody's scattered, but Gomillion was able to get it to Brock. And back to Gomillion to Hodge. Out top, Parker. The dribble drive. Stops just to the left of the key. Throws it sideline right to Hodge. Into Johnson, right wing. Turns, spins into the lane. Pass out. Corner left, Parker. Passes up the jumper. Instead dribbles into the lane. Takes it to the right of the lane. Throws it to Johnson down low. Going to force it up. No, but he drew the foul. As Flisnick got him on the arm. First foul of the second half against either side. It's on Owen Flisnick. His first personal at the 17:26 mark. 40-18 Cleveland State. This
is the type of efficiency that I think Coach Gates had hoped for out of the gate today. It's good to see that they've definitely woken up. Whatever he talked about, they listened.
Johnson at the line to the left sinks the first one. He's 5 of 5 at the free throw line. I'm sorry, 4 of 5 at the free throw line. 8 points for Johnson.
That's still really good. 4 or 5 for your big man.
Well, the last 2 years he shot right around 55% from the line, and this year he started off 2 for 9, but he's been much more efficient of late.
Yeah, he's confident there, and that's going to be really important for the Vikings in those close conference games.
Hill in, Hodge out as Johnson makes his next free throw. He has 9. It's 42-18 Cleveland State. 17-20. That's what's left here in Cleveland in this second half. Cleveland State, Penn St-Behrend. Zeiss out top. He'll go left wing to Nick Felix, who just checked in. On the right side it goes. Myers bluffs the 3. Trying to screen to the left. Throws it corner left to DiRienzo. He'll penetrate baseline. Got to the rack. Lays it up and in. Nice drive by Tommy DiRienzo.
Really nice.
Was indeed his first bucket. 42-20. Hill the other way to Gomillion. Corner right triple is off the back iron. No rebound tipped out to Zeiss. His first board for Penn St-Behrend. He's got 9 off the bench to lead the Lions. Go to the front court. He'll send it to DiGregorio. Penetrates. No look down low to Flisnick. Makes the catch. Little hook reverse is good for Flisnick. He's got 8. 42-22 CSU. 16:35 left.
I told you, Dave Nyland is a really good coach. His kids execute very well, and they're playing without their leading scorer, a kid that averages 23 a game for him today. So he's learning a lot about his guys today too.
The right side, three-pointer is missed, and Zeiss comes ahead for Penn St-Behrend. 20-point lead for Cleveland State. Flisnick gets it down the lane, went to the basket, no, but drew the foul on Brock Finstoon. Brock picks up his second personal foul. It's the first against Cleveland State here in the second half. And with 16:13 left in regulation and a 42-22 Cleveland State lead, Owen Flisnick shoot from the line to the right. Flisnick today, 8 points. 4 of 5 from the field. These will be his first free throw attempts, and he misses the first one off the back iron. No good. Penn State-Behrend now just 1 of 4 from the free throw line today. Cleveland State 11 of 15. Myers back. DiGregorio out for Behrend. Second free throw by Flitsnick is good. All net. Splits the pair. He's got 9. 42-23 Cleveland State. 16:08 to go. Into the front court, Parker. Guarded by Myers in the Penn State-Behrend man-to-man. Send it over to Johnson, left wing. Bounce to Finstoon, cutting, going to throw it up on the rim. No, he almost had a great shot. He was fouled. It's no good. See, was and Felix. Zeiss will come ahead, left to right. 43-23, CSU. Front court, Zeiss against Parker. The Vikings crouch that man-to-man. Give it out to Flitsnick, out about 27 straight away. Dribbles to the right, flips it over on the right side to DiRienzo on the wing. DiRienzo dribbles to the left wing, down low to Flitsnick, going to scoop it up and in around Gomillion. 11 for Flitsnick to lead Penn State-Behrend. 43-25, Cleveland State's lead at 18, 15:30 left.
Young man is feeling confident.
Parker in the front court, steers it to the left wing, flips to Finstoon, going to lob for Johnson, a little too high. Goes over his head, and it's collected by Seth Myers of Penn State-Behrend. A couple left to right, but the Vikings are back defensively. Myers to the right wing. He'll flip it sideline right to DiRienzo. Top to Flitsnick, left wing it goes Felix against Finstoon. Felix takes a dribble, bounce out top. Flitsnick dribbles to the right wing. Backdoor cut, Myers stolen. The entry pass was taken away by Deshaun Parker. Into the front court, Gomillion, left wing. Dribbles into the lane and to the right wing. Flips it sideline right to Hill. Hill spins, Hill drives. Hill puts the left-handed layup up and in. Nice move by Hill. Went to his off left hand and scored. He has 4 off the bench. That's his first field goal. It's 45-25 CSU. 14:40 to play. There's Myers on a cut, receives the pass, kicks it out to Zeiss, right wing, triple try, swish! Jacob Zeiss, his 4th three-pointer. He has a dozen to lead Behrend. 45-28 Cleveland State, 14:25 to go.
That young man has perfect form on his shot. The way it comes through his face is followed through. Surprising he's not a starter on this team.
Finstoon out top. Finstoon takes it to the free throw line, throws to Johnson, left elbow. Flips it sideline left to Parker, penetrates to the left elbow, bounce it down low, Johnson, turn, drop step, forced it up. Blocked from behind by DiRienzo. Loose ball out of bounds, off Johnson. It'll be Behrend basketball as Woodrich returns for Cleveland State. He'll replace, let's see here, he'll replace Parker. Penn State-Behrend, Milinkovic comes in. And for Cleveland State, Finstoon checks out for Hodge. 45-28. Cleveland State, 14:03 to go.
Some toughness on that low post defense there.
Yeah.
Against guy twice his size. He held his ground.
Go to the front court. He'll go to Milinkovic. Left wing, Felix out about 27. Puts it on the hardwood, takes it out top, goes sideline right. Myers penetrates, got to the rack, blocked from behind by Spider Johnson. Long ball ahead for Hodge. Hodge flying down the lane. Cut off, and they're going to call a charge. Demoy Hodge for running over Jacob Zeiss. That is the 4th foul on Demoy. With 13:41 to go, Vikings up 45-28.
And Demoy plays so hard, with such aggressiveness. Sometimes he picks up those fouls. I think it's the 2nd time he's charged tonight, I think.
It is, 2nd charge on Hodge. So he'll stay on the floor with 4 fouls.
I bet teams like Northern Kentucky are picking up on that, and that's going to be part of their scouting report.
Myers will go left sideline to Felix. We'll go corner left. Myers out of left wing. Milinkovic takes it to the right wing, picks the dribble up on the arc, sends it sideline right to Felix. Out left wing, Myers bluffs the 3 in the lane. Out to Felix, 5 on the shot clock. Double team, stolen away, Hill. Cleveland State will come ahead. 17-point leaders, up to Gomillion. Corner right, Hodge. Back out Gomillion, right wing. Waves through Hill and says, let's set up our offense against this man-to-man. Go high plus left to Johnson. Flip to Gomillion. Go to the rack. Put it up and in. Good strong move to the hole by Trey Gomillion. He has 4. 47-28 CSU in the backcourt. Hill pressuring Myers out of bounds off Myers. Cleveland State ball. Excellent man-to-man full court work by Yael Hill.
Love to see Yael pressure the ball that way. He's going to have to be another guy we're going to have to get big contributions from to win this conference again this year. Off the bench, he can score, he can defend, can handle. I think as the year goes on, he's going to get more and more playing time.
Got a backdoor cut. Johnson fed him. He'll dribble out to the free throw line. Pump fake and shoot a 14-footer on the rim and rolls in. Shooter's touch for Hill. He has 6. 49-28 Cleveland State. Quickly into the front court. Felix stops on the left wing. Throws it to right wing. Myers, a catch and shoot, is on the way for 3. It's off the iron. No good. Hill the Viking board. Up ahead Woodrich into the front court. Woodrich back out top. Hill sends it to right wing. Gomillion. Gomillion behind the arc around the screen. Bounce to Johnson. Great pick and roll. Johnson the hole. Scores the layup and fouled. Boy, Gomillion and Johnson, textbook pick and roll. 51-28 Vikings. Johnson with that bucket has 9 to look for 10 at the free throw line.
And I really like the fact that Spider finished using the backboard. It's great to get all those dunks. The fans love them. They're easy points. But, you know, as you play against bigger, stronger opponents, you have to learn to get your body into the defender and use the backboard to score in tight spaces.
Spider Johnson 5 of 6 at the stripe, puts the free throw up on the rim. That one fell off, and the rebound is collected by Seth Myers. Over to Di Gregorio. He'll come left to right. Besides those two, Milinkovic, Marsh, and Fukan on the floor. Get it to Marsh, corner right. He'll try the triple. The high arcing shot is good for R.J. Marsh. He has 5. 51-31 Cleveland State. 12 minutes left. Hill in the front court running the point against the man-to-man. He'll go high post left to Trey Gomillion. Trey can play 1 through 5 on the floor. Out to Jack off a screen. 3-pointer right there. Nate Jack, the sharpshooter from Florida State transfer. He's got 3. First bucket off the bench. 54-31 Cleveland State. 11:40 left. Into the front court right wing. Di Gregorio going to throw up a tough shot from the right of the lane. No good. Gomillion the Viking rebound. Up ahead to Hill. Hill in the front court. Corner left. Woodrich open. 4-3. In and out. Rebound. Johnson tracks it down to Jack. Sideline right. Fakes the 3. Gets it out to Hill. And now we've got a whistle. And going to have to reset the shot clock. So to go. Spider Johnson out top. Backdoor cut Jack. And pretty good defense there by Myers. Deflected it away, then stolen by John Fuka. Into the front court, Milanovic. Linkovic looking, and deflected ball as he tried to throw it in. Gomillion knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Penn State-Behrend basketball. Jacob Zeiss, their leading scorer today, with 12 points, returns. And there comes Brock Finstuen for the Vikings. Takes over for Trey Gomillion. 10:36 left, 56-31 Vikings. Mabor Majak in for the first time for CSU. 7'2" sophomore from South Sudan is in. He'll take Spider Johnson's spot on the floor. Spider sits down with 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Jacob Di Gregorio for Behrend on the left wing around a screen. Goes to the top, throws to the left wing. Fukan. Di Gregorio head fakes on the 3, goes corner left. For Milinkovic, his 3-pointer is long, and Jack will let it go out of bounds. Cleveland State will take over. Vikings up 56-31 with 10:20 to go here in the second half.
So the Vikes have gotten Jack 2 shots since that timeout. He's missed both. I think they still have to keep going to him and get him in a rhythm somehow.
Hill in the front court running the point here. Steers it to the left wing around a Majak pick. Dribbling the basketball against Di Gregorio and the Penn State-Behrend man-to-man. Gets a screen from Finstuen. Takes it out to the left point area. Now a screen from Majak. He'll shoot it from 25. It's bottom of the cup. Boy, Yael Hill just kept waiting for that opening. It appeared. He's got 9. 59-31 Cleveland State. Front court is Di Gregorio. Bluffs the open 3. Instead dribbles in. Passes out to Zeiss. He's covered on the near corner. He tried to dribble in. Lost the handle on the ball. Deflected away and out of bounds off Zeiss. It'll be Cleveland State ball with 9:45 to go. 59-31 CSU.
And Yael Hill, we saw him last year in the conference tournament, gave us some really good minutes from the point guard position. So this is good to see him getting some reps there too.
Hill goes out top, Woodrich. Bounce pass down low, Majak. Goes baseline, forced it up, no. Drew the foul as he went to the other side of the basket. Good work by Mabor Majak. The big left-hander will shoot a couple at the line to our left. That foul is on John Fukan, his first, team's 4th with 9:29 left, and the Vikings in the lead, 59-31. Majak this season from the line as he attempts his first one. No good. It bounced the back iron and bounced out. It's his first free throw this year. Last year made a couple of free throws in the NCAA tournament game against Houston.
Yep. Remember that.
One more for the southpaw. Puts it up and in. All net. Majak splits the pair. First point today, 60-31. Cleveland State by 29. 9:24 left. Into the front court, Isaac DiGregorio. It's a right wing to Marsh. He'll throw it to John Foucan off the screen. Heads to the left wing. Jack will pick him up on the switch. Foucan on the dribble. Foucan continues to pound the hardwood. Penetrates now. Throws it out on the left wing to Milinkovic. 9 on the shot clock. Takes it to the right point area. Goes to corner left to Zeiss. Never got there. Leaping steal by Woodrich. Into the front court. He comes on the dribble. Woodrich goes in the air. Goes down low to Finstuen. It got to him off a deflection. Reverse. No good. Rebound taken by Foucan. Who come ahead behind the back dribble. Lost the handle. Picked it up on the left wing. Corner left Zeiss. 3 ball in the air. Swish! Zeiss continues the hot shooting. He's 5 of 7 from the field. All 3-point attempts. He has 15 to lead all scorers. But it's 60-34 Cleveland State. How about Jacob Zeiss? What an effort today off the bench for the senior from Buffalo. Out top, Woodrich for 3. Swish! Woodrich an answer. He's got 11 off the Cleveland State bench. 63-34. 8:25 left here in Cleveland.
Right back at you with the 3 from Woodrich.
Here's Zeiss out top from 26. Swish on the heat check. He is hot. Number 6 for Zeiss. He's got 18. Well, he's getting a round of applause from the Cleveland faithful here for his shooting today. 63-37.
How about getting this kid a grad transfer scholarship at the end of the year?
Well, he's knocking him down here at the Wolstein. Finstuen says, how about me? Yes, Finstuen a triple. 4 straight 3-pointers, 2 for Zeiss, 2 for Cleveland State. 66-37. 7:45 to go as the hot shooting continues. They're looking for Zeiss. Here he is out top. Finstuen on him, so he'll drive instead. Going to the rack, put it up, blocked. Hard from behind by Finstuen as Zeiss goes down. It'll be a full time.
Heading up his totals right now in his head.
Well, he's had the hot hand for Penn State-Behrend.
I'm sure he could tell you exactly how many he's got right now. Being the accounting major.
DiGregorio with the ball, gets it out top for a 3-pointer. That's an air ball from Stephen Humphreys. Out of bounds it goes. It'll be Cleveland State ball. 7:25 to go, 66-37. Cleveland State here today at the Wolstein Center. Vikings looking to win their 4th straight. First time ever they've taken on Penn State-Behrend. In the front court, Hill. Crossover and steer it to the left wing. Looking down low for Majak. Got it to him outside the block. On the wing out about 12. Backs into the paint. Going to turn, force it up. No, as he's getting a bump from Humphreys, who is holding him. Foul on Humphreys. And for Humphreys, that's his 3rd personal foul. 5th foul against the Lions here in the second half.
Well, Majak, all that size. The next step in his progression is going to be to develop that core strength and balance and that touch around the rim. They'll continue to work with him.
Foul is on the floor, so the Vikings will inbound. Jack at the free throw line, bluffs, drives, got to the rack, put it up, no. Majak the rebound, back up, rim, rolls in. Majak his first field goal to go with the free throw, so he has 3. 68-37 Cleveland State, 6:53 to go. And then Yael Hill knocks the ball away from Isaac DiGregorio out of bounds in the front court. Zeiss will inbound for the Lions. He'll get it into DiGregorio. Steer it to the right wing. He'll send R.J. Marsh through, and he'll drive to the baseline. Kick it out left side. Wide open. Marsh for 3. Air ball. Woodrich has it for Cleveland State. He comes right to left. Vikes up by 31 with 6:38 to go. Looking for their 4th consecutive victory here today in Cleveland. Hill around a screen to the free throw line. Hill going to penetrate. No look to Woodrich underneath. Going to force it up and in. Woodrich has 13 off the bench. Unselfish by Hill, who also had an open look, but gave it up to his teammate for the layup. 70-37 Cleveland State. 6:15 left. Zeiss right wing. Goes it out top. Humphreys drives. Going to float. Put it on the rim. No good. Rebound Woodrich for Cleveland State. Woodrich putting together a nice line off the bench. He's got 13 points, 6 rebounds. The other way, a 3-ball for Jack. Hits the bottom of the cup. Timeout Cleveland State. And it is a substitution timeout, but we haven't taken our extra meat. Gorio against Hill into the front court. Take it to the right sideline, pick it up, throw it right wing to DiRienzo. Will penetrate the lane, jump stop, throw it out to DiGregorio. Long 3 from 25 at the left side of the iron, no good. Chris Green, Cleveland State board up ahead. Hill into the front court. Cleveland State up 73-37. Hill turns, finds himself wide open, fires the tray, no good. Rebound came out to Zeiss. He'll come ahead. Zeiss in the front court, gonna pull up from the right wing for three, no good off the iron. Rebound is battled for, out of bounds it goes on the baseline. It is Cleveland State ball. 5:38 to go, and the Vikings in the lead, 73-37. And now
they're giving it to Behrend.
Well, they are going to give it to Penn State-Behrend. Beg your pardon. Bounce coming here, corner left, Zeiss, catch and shoot triple, front iron and off, rebound, a battle for, Woodridge has it, and they're going to say he's out of bounds.
Now I love the way Woodridge is playing, his energy, going after every rebound.
That's his seventh.
Just going to get better and better and better.
Yeah, he's
really is.
He's having a good ball game today. Corner right for three. Felix off the back iron, no good. Rebound collected by Yahil Hill for Cleveland State. Penn State-Behrend now 7 of 27 from deep. Vikings are 6 of 18 behind the three-point arc. Green the other way. Drives, throws it up, no. Rebound, Woodridge. Pumps, leaves for Majak, goes to the basket, scores and fouled. Great lead by Woodridge. Majak finished. He'll have an opportunity for a three-point play. Mabor Majak with his second field goal. He's got 5. He'll look for 6 at the line.
All started with Woodridge's extra effort on the boards. And his unselfishness, man, to dump that off. You know, I love watching guys that are trying to get their teammates hooked up like that, and that's beautiful.
Majak makes the free throw. He's 2 of 3 at the charity line. 6 points today from Mabor Majak. That's a career high. 76-37 Vikings by 39 with 4:55 left. In the front court is DiGregorio. Sideline right. DiRienzo out top. Humphreys plus the 3. Sends it over on the left wing to Felix. Out top Zeiss. Now high post left Humphreys against Majak. Got by him on the dribble. Got to the hole. Scores the layup. Nice little move there as he ripped and went. Stephen Humphreys got to the basket for his first 2 today to go with 3 boards.
Yeah, Humphreys really was aggressive there. Sized up Majak and wanted to go right at him.
76-39 Cleveland State. Hill to the left elbow on the dribble. Into the lane. Push shot, one-hander from 7. Switch. 80-39 Cleveland State. 3:45 left. Front court left sideline. It's Felix. Take it out top. Go to the right side. DiGregorio. Top to Humphreys. Dribbles down the lane. Go to the basket. Floats it up. Glass rim off. Rebound. Woodridge has another. That is his 8th rebound today to go with 13 points and 3 assists. Front court Finstuen. Down low Green outside the block. Fade away from 12. Swish! Chris Green with that soft touch. Tickled the twine there. Chris Green with 6. 82-39 Vikings. 3:12 left. DiGregorio between the circles goes high post left to Humphreys. Looks, dribbles, stops, sideline right. Zeiss, who has a game high 18 today, career high as well on 6 3-pointers. Left corner now, DiGregorio for 3. He knocks it down. Isaac DiGregorio his first bucket, so he has 3 points, 3 boards, 2 assists today. 82-42 CSU, 2:45 left. Hill in the front court against the man-to-man. Send it over to Woodridge in front of the hash left side. Woodridge out top Hill. Take a dribble to the right elbow, back it up, go to work. Jump stop, forced it up, glass rim. Yes! Yahil Hill just willed that one up and in. He's got 13. 2:31 left now. Cleveland State takes a sub timeout. Then Sternberg comes in. He replaces Hill, who checks out with 13 points, 4 boards.
Well, his teammates will be pulling for him to get some points on the board.
Here comes Arya Eskandari, 6'3" senior. He'll come in a next opportunity. Right now it's Sternberg, Green, Majak, Woodridge, Jack on the floor. To the front court, Myers. Dribbles to the left wing against Sternberg. Myers uses a pick, head fake, dribble to the right elbow, throw it corner right for 3. The Foucan 3-point attempt is blocked, but Penn State-Behrend's got it out to Zeiss. Open look at a triple, up it goes, around the rim and out. Rebound Jack, and Green went for it, along with Nick Felix, and it went out of bounds off of Jack. It'll be Behrend basketball with 2:08 to go. The Vikes in the lead, 84-42. Here comes Ari. Aria will replace Chris Green. Checks out with 6 points, 2 boards, 2 assists.
Aria always comes over and says hi to us before every game. Just a real gentlemanly kid, man. Just love to see him get some PT here.
Yep, great kid.
Sternberg too. They both
absolutely, yeah. Here's Felix on the drive. Got to the basket, left-handed layup is good. Nice drive for Nick Felix.
That was really nice.
His first 2. 84-44. Penn State-Behrend in the second half They have 9 field goals made. 6 of them are three-pointers. Meanwhile, the other way, it's our Ben Sternberg from Ari Eskandari. Count the basket. Great drive for Benny. His first 2. 86-44, Cleveland State. A minute 30 left. Humphreys on the right wing. On the drive, forced it up. No, but drew the foul. Foul is on Jack, his first, 3rd against Cleveland State in the second half with a minute 28 to play.
And Sternberg going strong.
86-44, Cleveland State. Yeah, Ben with that drive. And we've seen him hit a tough 3 last year. A couple of free throws in the NCAA tournament game. Now a strong drive to the basket.
Yeah.
Transfer from Lakeland Community College. First free throw by Humphreys is up and in. It's his 3rd point today. 86-45 with a minute 28 left. One more free throw for Humphreys, the 6'7" junior from Wexford, PA.
Now it's time to get Sternberg or get Aria Scandaria involved here right now.
Second free throw is missed. Jacques the rebound. Sternberg running the point, pressured by Myers. Sternberg spins, sheds him, goes in the air, flips it to Jack. Back to Sternberg, left wing. Goes to drive, down he goes, and out of bounds goes the ball off of Sternberg. It'll be Penn State-Behrend basketball. Minute 11 to go, 86-45 CSU.
Seth Myers putting some tough defense on Sternberg right there.
Myers into the front court against Sternberg. Heads to the right wing, cut off by Jack. Throws it to Zeiss. Throws it corner left. Felix pump fakes, dribbles in, bounce pass out to Zeiss, bluffs the 3. Goes down the lane, no look pass to Humphreys, and he lays it in. Nice dish from Zeiss. Good finish by Humphreys, who has 5. And with 54 seconds left, the Vikings lead 86-47. Sternberg walks it across the timeline. Goes to work behind the back dribble, crosses over into the lane, gonna force it up. No, but drew the foul on Myers. To the delight of his teammates on the bench. Sternberg showing off some one-on-one moves.
That was an ISO play right there. They ISO'd him there. They wanted him to go one-on-one. I love that about Coach Gates, you know. He understands the emotional value that this kid provides every night, and he's gonna reward him whenever he can. It's
First
awesome.
2 free throws is good for Ben. He's got 3 points.
Yeah, he's
good free throw shooter. Second free throw is up. Good. All net for Ben Sternberg. He's got 4.
I bet they're gonna. Well, they'll probably hold the ball next possession.
88-47. Myers in the front court. Trying to throw it out top. Stolen Woodrich. Woodrich going to the rack. Got fouled as he by Felix. Got fouled pretty hard there. And went down into the basket stanchion, but he gets up. He'll be okay. The foul on Felix. That's the 8th against Penn State-Behrend in the second half, his first personal. 32.1 seconds to go. Woodrich couple of free throws at the line to our left. Jason, 2 of 2 at the line today. He has 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Yeah, he has played with a lot of energy. And we're going to need him. He bailed us out against Milwaukee in the Horizon League last year with the, what, he had 12 straight points there in that stretch.
I don't know if it was that many, but he did have a run for, I think he might have had 8 or 9.
He had 3 threes, and I think he had an 1 3.
He splits the pair here. Yeah, he's had a good game, 14 points.
Let's get Eddie on that research there.
Yeah, you know, Ed comes up with everything. 18 seconds to go. Battle for the ball, and it's won by Cleveland State. Sternberg will walk it ahead with 12 seconds to go, and that'll be it here in Cleveland. As Sternberg crosses the time stripe, and the clock will wind down. Cleveland State will win their 4th straight as they beat Penn State-Behrend on the first ever game between these two schools. Good effort, though, for the Lions.